Dirk and I came there as like guys that people were really unsure about.
Yeah.
I was traded there. The day I came for my press conference after the draft, Dirk came too for his. He was the first pick, whatever. I can't remember. He was like picks like 7, 8, 9 or whatever it was. And so we did our press conference together.
Didn't both of y'all have like blonde hair or something like that?
Dirk is blonde. Yeah. But I had.
Well, you had blonde hair. Okay.
So my brother and I, that summer, I was still in Phoenix, like bleached our hair completely blonde, like being idiots. And so, of course, by the time, like a month or two later, the press conference, I was halfway back to normal, and I had like frosted tips. But I didn't go and like frost my tips. I just didn't like.
Little insane.
Yeah, exactly. So I was at one point like totally blonde, and then I went to the press conference looking like an idiot. But we had like a party at Nelly's house. Went over to his house. They were like, try to recruit Dirk. We want him to come this year because the idea for him, from his standpoint, was draft me and I'm gonna go back home and play a year or two in Germany because he was only like 18, 19 or whatever he was. And I think he'd risen quickly. Like he was totally not known, and then he made his way to the Hoop Summit. Then like had 38.
I played
on the
against
U.S.
him in that
You
game.
did? He went off, right?
Yeah.
I didn't really get to play in that game, but yeah, I was.
He went off, and so he had this quick rise, and so the Mavs were like, we need him. Let's get him over here. Let's get him assimilated and develop him. Whereas from his perspective, it was like, hold on, I just broke onto the scene. Like I'm on my mom's cooking. I want to play for my local team. And so they're like, recruit him. So like I try to like encourage him. I mean, more so like you have a friend here. Like, I'm going through this too. I'm just moving here. If you come here, I'll be here to help you like learn the culture and the league. And so in a sense, I don't want to like make in any sense like this to sound, you know what I mean? Right. I was like a big brother in a sense, like by, you know, like, but I was still like trying to figure it out myself. But I was a big brother to him, and that I wanted to like see him succeed and see him more than anything transition easily. Yeah. For me, it was easier because like Canada's not that different, right? That different. Too. I went to college in the States. Yeah. So but I also could understand more so than maybe an American player how different Germany is, right? And what the differences are and where he comes from. And so, and my parents are from the UK, and like, so I kind of had a little more of an international understanding, right? Yeah. And so I could see what a jump it was for him. And I could see also Dirk was like a timid guy. Like he was like, you know, we remember him now as like this, like not only a great player, but like a killer at the end of games. Right. Like, you know, like closer, right? That wasn't his personality at first. He had to overcome with a lot of hard work, and like, you know, he grew into that. Like when he first came here, he'd be like he'd say stuff, and I know he's exaggerating, but he'd be like, "What are we doing here?" Like, you know, like a couple of white stiffs, like we're gonna get our ass kicked. You know what I mean? And I'd have to be like, dude, like just you're good. Like, just stay with it. And I know some of it was just him like you know, like he's a long way from home and all this stuff. But he literally went from that kind of mindset to like, give me the ball. Don't worry, it's over. Right? like legit against anybody, right? Yeah. So like
no matter who going.
Right. So but that is like the leap he took because he was so dedicated to his craft, you know.
Yeah. Which in the league at that time, power forward was murder, especially in the West. You had Rasheed, KG, Weber, and he got to play against them.
And at the time he came in the league, you know, power forwards really posted up. Yeah, right? Like all the guys you mentioned could shoot, especially mid range. Yeah, but they really posted up deep in the paint and tried to punish you with big like guys who would try to bully you. Yeah, and so he had to like he was the first kind of like prototypical stretch 4, stretch 5 sometimes. But he came in the league, they're thinking, is he going to be a 3? Right. Because he handled the ball and was mobile. He wasn't explosive, but he was mobile, you know, and he had skills. And so when it all, like, you know, shook down, obviously he found his position and became what he became. But, you know, from the start, it was like, you know, 2 young guys just trying to make it and pushing each other and going to the gym twice a day, right? Like we lived in the same apartment complex, you know, 2 single guys, like going to gym in the morning with like the team, you know, like you go and like maybe a little bit of like in the off season, you go and like you hit the strength coach a little bit, then you get on the court, then you play pickup.
Yeah.
You know, still kind of, But then we would come back at night and play one-on-one, horse, and like push each other, like whatever, maybe conditioning, whatever. Like that was the the foundation, I think, of like our relationship, but also our growth. Right?
Yeah.
We needed that. We needed to go back,
push each other,
push, and like not just to believe deeper, but to also get better. Like we weren't like. It wasn't like we just needed an opportunity. We needed to grow. We needed to develop. We needed to assimilate the speed of the game.